Welcome back to Daily AI News at Let's Data Science. It's 2026 0617. Today we're diving into some pivotal developments from the future of machine intelligence to major product launches. Let's get to it. Our top story today is the rapidly escalating controversy around Anthropic's Fable 5 and Mythos 5 models, a story that now sits at the intersection of AI safety, export controls, national security, and international access to frontier AI systems. On June 12th, the U.S. Commerce Department issued an emergency export control directive requiring Anthropic to suspend access to Fable 5 and Mythos 5 for any foreign national, whether inside or outside the United States. Anthropic says it received the directive at 5:21 p.m. Eastern Time and disabled both models globally to ensure compliance. Access to other Anthropic models remained available. The government's concern centers on a reported jailbreak involving Fable 5, which is built on Anthropic's cybersecurity-focused Mythos 5 foundation model. Anthropic argues the technique was narrow and non-universal, describing it essentially as asking the model to read a codebase and identify software flaws. The company also notes that similar capabilities exist in other publicly deployed systems, including OpenAI's GPT-5. The dispute has become increasingly public. Reports citing Trump advisor David Sachs claim the administration warned Anthropic before launch and requested fixes. Anthropic disputes the characterization and maintains the vulnerability did not justify a global shutdown of deployed models. According to reporting from Fox Business and other outlets, Amazon and several testing partners allegedly discovered a jailbreak that unlocked advanced cybersecurity capabilities inside Mythos 5. What makes this story particularly significant is the precedent. This appears to be the first known case where export controls were used to force the effective recall of commercial frontier AI models. The implications extend well beyond Anthropic. Teams building products on top of hosted AI services are now confronting a new operational reality. Government action can remove access to critical models with very little notice. The business impact is already visible. One UK founder interviewed by Business Insider lost access to Fable 5 in the middle of a project and avoided major disruption only because a fallback plan was already in place. For AI practitioners, the lesson is clear. Dependency mapping, multi-model strategies, and contingency planning are becoming essential parts of AI infrastructure management. The Anthropic story also has a major geopolitical dimension. Reuters reports that G7 leaders meeting in Evian-les-Bains discussed a possible framework allowing select, trusted partners to access advanced U.S. AI models. The discussions reportedly involved U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and focused on creating pathways for trusted countries or companies to receive access despite export restrictions. The talks follow Anthropic's shutdown of Fable 5 and Mythos 5 and reflect growing concern among allied nations about reliance on U.S.-controlled AI infrastructure. Before the restrictions, Anthropic had expanded access to Mythos through Project Glasswing, supporting approximately 150 organizations across more than 15 countries, including critical infrastructure operators in healthcare, power, water, and communications. The sudden loss of access has accelerated discussions around sovereign AI initiatives in Europe and other allied regions. Taken together, these developments suggest that access to frontier AI models is increasingly being treated not simply as a commercial service, but as a strategic national security asset. The industry will be watching closely for any formal, trusted partner framework, as well as additional guidance from the Commerce Department on future export control standards. Our next major story is one of the largest AI acquisitions on record. SpaceX has agreed to acquire Anysphere, the company behind the AI coding assistant Cursor, in a $60 billion all-stock transaction. Reuters, CNBC, and the Wall Street Journal report that the deal is expected to close in the third quarter of 2026, pending regulatory approvals. The timing is notable. The acquisition comes just days after SpaceX's IPO, which pushed the company's valuation above $2 trillion. Cursor has become one of the most prominent AI coding tools, helping developers generate, edit, and review code through an integrated agent experience. For SpaceX and its affiliated AI ecosystem, including XAI, the acquisition provides direct access to a large developer user base and a rich stream of coding interactions. Industry observers have increasingly viewed developer-facing platforms as strategic assets because they provide both distribution and valuable feedback loops for improving models. Reports also indicate that Cursor historically faced compute constraints that limited its ability to compete with larger AI labs. Under SpaceX ownership, access to substantially greater infrastructure could accelerate product development and integration with products such as Grok and Grok Build. This acquisition is another signal that the AI coding market is consolidating rapidly. Large platform owners are moving to absorb successful vertical AI products rather than compete solely through foundation models. Another important development comes from Google Cloud, which has introduced the Open Knowledge Format, or OKF, version 0.1. Announced by Google Cloud's Sam McVitie and Amir Hormati, OKF is a vendor-neutral specification designed to package organizational knowledge using Markdown files and YAML front matter. The format includes structured fields such as type, title, description, resource, tags, and timestamp. What makes this announcement noteworthy is its simplicity. Google describes OKF as requiring no new runtime, platform, or SDK. Alongside the specification, Google released reference implementations, including an enrichment agent that can scan BigQuery datasets and generate OKF concept documents, as well as a visualization tool that creates interactive knowledge graphs. For teams building AI agents, one of the recurring challenges is moving context between systems. Knowledge often exists across wikis, metadata catalogs, shared drives, and internal documentation. Google's goal is to create a portable, agent-friendly format that can be consumed across different tools and vendors. Whether OKF becomes widely adopted remains to be seen, but it reflects a broader trend toward open standards for agent infrastructure and knowledge portability. Now, for a few other key updates in our lightning round. NVIDIA disclosed 3 high-severity vulnerabilities in the NeMo framework. The flaws, tracked as CVE 2624155, CVE 2026-24252, and CVE 26-24228, each carry a CVSS score of 7.8. Affected versions include releases up to NeMo 2.7.2, and NVIDIA has published fixes in NeMo 2.7.3. The vulnerabilities include command injection, code injection, and unsafe deserialization risks that are particularly relevant in shared AI infrastructure environments. A separate security alert affects LiteLLM. Researchers disclosed CVE 2026-49468, a critical authentication bypass vulnerability involving host header manipulation. The flaw impacts LiteLM versions prior to 1.84.0 and could allow attackers to reach protected management routes. Organizations using self-hosted LiteLM deployments should prioritize upgrades to version 1.84.0. Infrastructure concerns are also making headlines. Reuters and the Japan Times report that dozens of off-grid natural gas power plants are being rapidly approved to support AI data centers. One example is the Apollo Generating Station near Meta's Bowling Green facility in Ohio, which reportedly received approval in less than 3 months. The reporting highlights concerns around transparency, permitting processes, air quality, and the growing energy demands of AI infrastructure. And finally, AI governance remained a central topic at the G7 summit in Evian. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei, Google DeepMind CEO Demis Hassabis, and Mistral AI CEO Arthur Mensch participated in discussions focused on AI security and digital safety. Observers noted that this was the first G7 gathering to bring together leaders from several of the world's most influential frontier AI organizations at the same summit. And that's your AI briefing for today. The landscape is moving faster than ever, and we'll be here to track it with you. For more insights, visit us at letsdatascience.com. Thanks for tuning in, stay curious, and we'll be back tomorrow with the latest in AI.